Our chief reporter, Kaveh Solokol, has come back on set. Kaveh, oh my goodness. How do you react to that?
Well, look, the first thing you should say is that referees are human beings. They make mistakes like everybody else. They were working there in a very highly pressurised environment, and they made a mistake, and it was a big mistake, and the eyes of the world were on them, and now they are paying the consequences.
FIFA has taken decisive action by suspending referee Craig Pawson for 8 months following the explosive VAR controversy during Arsenal's shocking draw to Sunderland. The incident, which has sparked outrage among fans, pundits, and even former referees, revolved around a highly questionable Sunderland last-minute goal that was allowed to stand despite clear indications of an offside infringement. The decision not only altered the outcome of the game but has reignited long-standing debates about the reliability of VAR and the accountability of match officials at the highest level of football. For Arsenal supporters, the match will be remembered as a night of frustration and disbelief, a scenario where technology meant to protect fairness seemed to fail spectacularly. The controversy unfolded late in the added minutes of the second half when Sunderland launched a quick counter-attack. A Sunderland striker broke through Arsenal's defensive line and scored, with the goal appearing to be clearly offside at the moment the pass was played. Television replays, which were widely circulated after the game, revealed that the attacker's position was ahead of the last defender, leaving fans and commentators alike stunned at how the goal could have been awarded. Pawson, the referee on the field, initially appeared hesitant but ultimately relied on the VAR team's assessment, which shockingly cleared the goal despite the apparent infraction. This decision instantly drew the ire of Arsenal players, the coaching staff, and supporters who felt that the integrity of the match had been compromised. The VAR controversy was compounded by serious procedural failures. Normally, when an offside decision is under review, calibrated lines are drawn on the screen to precisely measure the position of the attacker relative to the defender. In this case, however, the VAR team reportedly did not execute this step correctly. Instead, they conducted a quick visual check, which failed to capture the clear offside position. Pawson, trusting the VAR team's judgment, allowed the goal to stand. Analysts have described the error as both a human oversight and a systemic failure, emphasizing that responsibility cannot be placed solely on Pawson. The incident, however, was serious enough to warrant significant disciplinary action given the match's high-profile nature and the clear impact on the competition's outcome. Following an urgent review, FIFA announced that Craig Pawson would be suspended for 8 months. The suspension is part of the governing body's broader effort to restore credibility in officiating, especially as VAR has faced growing criticism for inconsistent application across top leagues and international competitions. FIFA stated that the suspension reflects the seriousness of the error, the failure to follow standard VAR protocol, and the need to uphold the integrity of the sport. Pawson's 8-month ban is one of the longest disciplinary actions imposed on a referee in recent years, sending a clear message that mistakes of this magnitude will not be tolerated, even at the highest level of football. The decision has triggered strong reactions from fans, pundits, and former players. Arsenal supporters have welcomed the suspension, viewing it as overdue recognition that a major injustice occurred. Many argue that Pawson has a history of controversial decisions in key matches, and this incident has only added to the perception of inconsistency in refereeing standards. On social media, hashtags such as Justice for Arsenal, VAR fail, and FIFA suspends Pawson quickly trend, reflecting the global attention the case has received. Meanwhile, Sunderland fans and some neutral observers have argued that football is prone to human error and that Pawson should not bear the full brunt of the criticism. Nonetheless, most experts agree that the goal was clearly offside and that VAR should have corrected the on-field error. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta was vocal in his criticism, calling the decision unacceptable and a blatant failure of the system that is supposed to protect the game. Arteta emphasized that matches of this magnitude, with high stakes in league standings and potential titles, demand flawless officiating. Players, meanwhile, have expressed frustration over how a single decision can alter the momentum and outcome of a game, particularly one involving such a high-profile club with a global fan base. Analysts note that incidents like this undermine trust in VAR, a technology introduced to eliminate clear errors, yet which now seems capable of creating new controversies of even greater magnitude. FIFA's suspension of Pawson also raises broader questions about the effectiveness and implementation of VAR. Critics argue that the system, while designed to reduce mistakes, often suffers from inconsistent use, delayed decisions, and poor communication between on-field referees and video officials. Supporters of VAR maintain that the tool itself is sound but must be operated correctly to fulfill its purpose. In this case, the failure to draw precise offside lines and the reliance on a quick visual check highlight the human factor in a system meant to provide objective clarity. Many believe this incident will force FIFA to re-evaluate training protocols, introduce stricter oversight, and possibly implement additional technological safeguards to prevent similar errors in the future. For Sunderland, the victory, while celebrated, is now clouded by controversy. The club's management has avoided publicly challenging the decision, likely recognizing the delicate balance between celebrating a win and avoiding criticism for benefiting from an officiating error. For Arsenal, the match represents a significant setback, not only in terms of points dropped but also in the emotional toll on players, fans, and coaching staff. Matches like this can have ripple effects across the season, influencing confidence, team dynamics, and public perception of fairness in the league. The global football community is watching closely to see how FIFA's suspension of Craig Pawson will influence the wider refereeing ecosystem. Will stricter accountability measures be introduced for both on-field referees and VAR officials? Will this lead to more transparency in decision-making processes during live matches? And most importantly, will it restore faith among fans who have grown increasingly skeptical of VAR's ability to deliver consistent and fair outcomes? Pawson's 8-month suspension is more than just a personal penalty. It is a symbol of FIFA's recognition that officiating errors at this level cannot be ignored, and that systemic reforms may be necessary to prevent a repeat of such high-profile controversies. Ultimately, this incident will remain etched in football history as one of the most dramatic examples of VAR controversy influencing a major match. Craig Pawson's suspension serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder that even the most experienced referees are under scrutiny, and that technology, no matter how advanced, is only as effective as the humans operating it. For Arsenal fans, the memory of the Sunderland offside goal will be a bitter one, reinforcing long-standing debates about fairness, accountability, and the role of VAR in modern football. As the sport continues to evolve, incidents like this will likely shape policy, training, and public perception, leaving an indelible mark on the conversation surrounding football officiating worldwide.